we're back, and like I said, seasonal events at minimum. So there's a Valentine's event going on. You can hear the music at the moment. You might be able to anyway. And there's also another Moogle Tombstone event thing. I might have mentioned it during like the regular season thing. But I won't be taking part in this character. It's just basically do specific specific dungeons and raids and stuff, and you'll get special currency, and you can use that currency to buy mounts and minions and stuff like that. Also, this video will be coming out after the voting process. This specifically bit here is recorded before the voting process, but there'll be no it'll be one episode, so it has to be released after it. So a lot of what will be in here won't be accessible when you see the video. Alright, so let's go talk to Lisette de Valentione. My love burns brighter than the sun and deeper than the sea. Gladly would I share it with thee, and oh, most definitely thee. The merest glance into your eyes tells me that you're a woman within whom passion runs deep. Might you be willing to serve me in my sworn quest to bring true love to pining hearts across Eorzea? Lovely. Without further ado, allow me to explain my plight. As it were, I had a mind to entrust the primary duties as emissary of Ardour this year to my dearest sister Astrid. Why, if she were to rise to the challenge and prove herself my equal, just think of the unbounded love we might spread over the realm together. And yet, I fear my best laid plans have already begun to go awry. Upon hearing of my decision, 2 of my esteemed colleagues took umbrage, believing that I was playing favourites. How could I not see, they insisted, that they would be more suited for the task than my as of yet unseasoned sister? And so, on the eve of what should be this year's paramount celebration of love and romance, we find ourselves, why not bear witness to this unfortunate display for yourself? Verily, these 3 are in need of outside intervention. Someone who can convince them to put their petty squabbles aside in the name of spreading love and joy as befits the season. Someone like you, my most passionate friend. What say you? Wonderful. I knew you would never let me down. Well then, shall we? My dearest colleagues, I would hear your thoughts on the matter of utmost importance. Pray, curtail your discussion and come hither for just a moment. I said, stop your goddamn squabbling and get your worthless asses over here before I kick them from here to Corthus. Ahem, now where was I? Ah yes. My beloved friends, whatever would the illustrious Countess Arabelle think if she saw us bickering among ourselves like this? On the eve of the holiday, honouring her most illustrious legacy, no less. And so, I would propose a solution fair for one and all, and the 3 of you will each try your hand at easing the worries of a young man lost in love. The one who proves him or herself most suited to the task will be rewarded by being named High Emissary of Ardour for this year's festivities. Worry not. Oh no! I did it again. Looks like some things don't change. Surely none of you could object to such an unbiased contest, yes? Simply think of it as an opportunity to show your mastery in matters of love to a truly discerning audience. I think it was saying there's someone that needs help or whatever with like finding a partner or whatever. And so she's going to set up contests so that all 3 of them have to try and do it and get it completed. Leave it to me, sis, Lady Lisette. I will bring the succour of love to this man's lonely heart, and show once and for all that I am most worthy successor. A contest you proposed, and a contest it shall be. I, Bert, the beloved beloved shall summon the full depths of passion from my burning heart and set this young man aflame with an all-consuming zeal and ardour. True love cannot be achieved by spouting simple platitudes, nor by the brute force of blind passion. I will use my surpassing knowledge of the subtleties of the heart to achieve that which the two of you could scarce begin to comprehend. Such confidence, such devotion to your duty. Why, it is enough to make a young lady swoon. Would you not agree, Scarlett? Now then, without further ado, allow me to introduce the subject of your first trial. Recently I was approached by a young man who spoke of his plight thusly: how am I ever to find love if I scarce have an occasion to even encounter the fairer sex? And most sad state of affairs, yes. Truly, my heart goes out to this poor man, and yet surely his dark days of solitude and seclusion are over. Yes, verily, for 3 of the most capable and competent emissaries of ardour will now rush to his aid. Ah yes, there is but one small rub. The man in question would prefer to remain anonymous, and needless to say, we must respect his wishes. He has placed his trust in us, and it would simply not do for us to trumpet his heart's desires to all and sundry. I'm counting on you, dear Scarlett. Follow my dear colleagues to the man's side, witness their heartfelt efforts, and choose the one who you believe is most devoted to and capable of bringing love into his life. Now go forth to the whistling miller, my emissary of ardour, and let your presence be a beacon of light to cast shadows from the heart of this lonely young man. Should your confidence falter, remember that the Countess Arabelle is always watching over you from above. So, you must be the yearning young man of whom sister spoke. What troubles you this day? Open your sequestered heart to us, friend, and speak unto us your worries, that we might fill your lonely heart with warmth of ardour and affection. Be not shy, my good man, in matters of the heart. One must be bold, lest you live the rest of your days in the shadow of those who have the courage to claim what you do not. Now then, let us know precisely that which you struggle, that we might come to your aid. Do not let my colleague intimidate you. Let me, Rodrigalt, know just what concerns you, and I shall use my powers of deduction to find a logical solution to your plight. Very well. I know not what I have done to deserve your services, but I accept them with gratitude. Then let us proceed, shall we? In the name of fairness and objectivity, I propose that Scarlett here carry out the questioning. No objections, I take it. Excellent. Scarlett, the subject is all yours. My profession? If it is all the same to you, I'd rather keep the finer details to myself. But of course, it is not our intention to pry. You need only tell us as much as you feel comfortable sharing, and nothing more. You're the Lancers Guild, dude. Even I know that more. Thank you. In that case, let it suffice to say that I perform a rather, how shall I put it, physically demanding position. As such, I spend many hours of each day training my body for the task. I'm not as wealthy as a merchant I often encounter in my duties, but I receive enough in the way of recompense to put food on the table. More than anything, I take pride in having earned the confidence of my subordinates and peers. Strong, competent type, who holds a position of influence and commands the respect of many. I, for one, would say our man is most eligible bachelor, would you not? Spare time is not something I possess in abundance. What little of it I have, I prefer to spend honing my body and mind, that I might better perform my duties. Come now, my man, surely there must be something you enjoy. A refreshing dip in a cold, clear stream, afternoon strolls through the Twelveswood. Do not get me wrong, such activities sound pleasant enough. Most of all, though, it is serving the people that brings the most joy and fulfillment to my days. Now that's what I call commitment. What young lady could turn down such an earnest young man? Am I not right? To be quite honest, I cannot say I have given much thought to the matter. Mind you, we speak not only of physical attributes. Perhaps you prefer a more matured, grounded individual, someone who shares your taste in foods or drinks. Any hint would be most welcome. I see, and yet, I'm sorry, I fear nothing is coming to mind. After all, how am I to judge my feelings towards someone I have yet to even meet? A thoughtful and sensitive soul you are. Worry not, my friend. We shall pry no further on this matter. Thank you for your candor. Thank you very much for your cooperation, Scarlett. Now, if you would just kindly wait a moment, good sir, my colleagues and I will consider your situation and endeavour to offer suitable advice. Understood. Thank you. And so the battle begins, and if either of you think that I'll be showing you even the slightest mercy, you best think again. Beg pardon, before we continue, there is something I would be remiss not to share with the both of you. There is one small truth that I have been concealing from you thus far. I am, in fact, privy to information about our client that you are not. In the interest of equity, I would share it with you. What's this? Been sneaking around behind our backs to spy on the poor man, have we? I knew there was something shifty about you from the start. It is nothing so dastardly, I assure you. When our masked man first approached Lisette to seek counsel, I could not help but overhear some of the rumours being spread about the man. Is that so? Well, if you are willing to share with us, I see no reason for us to refuse. I trust you agree, Bert. Very well. First of all, the man's claim of having the respect of his peers is no empty boast. Those who know our client speak quite highly of him as a man of integrity and honour. If there is one fault to find with him, as far as I have been able to glean, it is that he can be too serious for his own good. I see. That is most enlightening indeed. Thank you, Rodrigalt. Enlightening indeed. Perhaps I misjudged you, my good man. At any rate, now that all three of us have the same knowledge at our disposal, what say we begin the contest in earnest? Let us do just that. Very well then. My colleagues and I will require a bit of time to ponder the matter, friend. Pray leave us before a short while and return at your convenience. Alright. So now we just got to talk to them. Ah, you've returned. Curious as to what advice I intend to offer our lonely soul? I'd be happy to tell you. Put simply, he needs only expand his horizons. It is clear, both from talking to the man himself and from what others say of him, that he has a sterling reputation as a leader and a strong pillar of his community. And yet, precisely because he holds a position of important influence, it is likely not easier for him to find what he seeks at his place of employment. And yet, not having any real interests to speak of outside of his duties, our man's options are sadly limited. That is why I propose that he begins his search for his love among his clients, those who know him well enough to appreciate his strong character, but are not close enough to make such an engagement uncomfortable. A most inspired idea, do you not agree? I trust I can count on your support when we take our deciding vote. Well, if it isn't the adventurer from before. Want to be the first to hear Bert the Beloved's brilliant idea, do you? Ha! I'd be happy to oblige. So we're dealing with a man who's diligent, devoted, and distinguished with regards to his duties. On the other hand, because of this, some find him rather something of a one-trick chocobo, as it were. So, as I see it, the answer is clear as day. He needs simply find himself a new pastime. This would afford him an opportunity to go out and meet new faces and give him a fresh topic to broach with any special someone who strikes his fancy. As for what may be appropriate, but of course, what about woodworking? After all, there is nothing a young lady appreciates more than a man who is handy with the house, no? Talking about killing two zoos with one stone. I can just feel the flames of passion beginning to spark and sizzle. I know not what silly plans my colleagues are proposing, but I can trust you to vote for the obvious choice. Yes, but of course I can. Come to hear my insight, have you? Very well. I ask you, do you recall our friend's response when I asked him what manner of individual he fancies? Precisely, he had no answer. A man who cannot answer such a simple query is a man who has lost sight of himself and what he truly seeks from life. That is why I intend to propose that our man spend some time at Stillglade Fane when he's off duty. By communing with nature, he might cast off his worldly worries and regain a sense of self, which in turn would afford him greater clarity in his pursuit of love. As devoted as the man is to his training, I have no doubt he would find himself more than up to the task of silent self-reflection. Perhaps he might even discover a new side of himself that he never knew was there. For indeed, how can one truly understand and love another if one is not at peace and understanding with oneself? Yes, surely this is the best course of action for our masked man. I thank you in advance for your vote of confidence, friend. And welcome back to you, my partner in passion. I trust that my three associates have each proposed a plan worthy of an emissary of ardour and affection. No doubt, choosing between the three will be a trying task, and yet I have naught but complete faith in your judgment. Choose the one you feel best embodies the spirit of Valentione's Day, and pray bring that individual to me. I shall be ever so tickled to see who you choose. Oh, but of course, there is one last thing. The preparations for Valentine's Day ceremony are at long last complete, and you are free to participate whenever your heart desires. What is the ceremony, you ask? Why, the Valentione ceremony is a series of delightful tasks especially devised to judge the affinity between two souls. Should you be looking to embark on a journey of love, I dare say there is no more fitting first step to take. It will be some time still before we render a decision as to who is the most worthy to succeed me as emissary, so why not take the opportunity to enjoy the festivities in the meantime? I shall be oh so longingly waiting for your return, my dearest adventurer. You now have access to the instance. Basically, it's a two-person thing, and you can matchmake to get the second person if you want, or go in with someone else. They did it, I don't know if it was last year or the year before. They had, and that's it there. They had it, and that one was a maze, and there was like a game of I don't know what do you call it, but basically there's cards, and then you got to match them. So match 2, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, that was just telling you basically if you choose to continue along this line, you won't be able to access the other quests, which is just to vote for the other 2. I knew it. You'd come to lend me support, have you not? Yeah. And you can just say, what was your proposal again? Maybe later. And then you get some gear. Thank you, my friend. I knew I could count on you. Sister has trained me well. I am quite confident that my astute advice is what our man needs to cast the worries from his heart and find the true love he seeks. Well then, shall we return to the amphitheater and share the good news with Lizette? She will be so proud of me of this, I'm sure. Yeah. Are mine eyes to be believed? Have you truly decided to cast your lot with my beloved sister? Then so be it. Far be it from me to play favourites, but I must admit I take no small degree of pride and pleasure in this turn of events. Congratulations, my dear Astrid. Scarlett's vote is yours, and I dare say it will go far. Mind you, it is far too early to declare the contest won. There are countless other adventurers and Gridanian citizens who have yet to weigh in, after all. When the final results have been counted and compiled, pray speak with me anew. As an added incentive, it has been decided that that once the victor is declared, the town will be redecorated with new ornaments of their choosing. Pray look forward to it, my dear friend. Okay, so we'll just quickly open this up. This is all red, but if you were to choose to, dye it, you can dye it as the other stuff. Alright, so that sort of thing. Alright, so it's the yellow. So the color doesn't matter. They've also on the event page on the lodestone or the game's website, they've actually told you which dyes to use. So this is where you would talk for the instance, and you'd get match made. Okay, yeah, this is very similar to, I think it was either last year or the year before. It's basically a maze that you gotta work together to get through. And then there's like this card thing. They were just saying Yoroshiku, which is basically look after me or whatever. So the affinity basically is the meter there. You get bound together. The further apart you go, the lower, the less affinity you take, basically, or the more affinity you lose. So the idea is that you don't want to be too far apart from each other, and you've got to make your way through. So let's. So you basically want to be moving at the same kind of pace. Alright. Oh. So when they move, oh, quick. So when they move closer, you can move further away, kind of thing. Come on. So we need to go this way. That way. No, you need to open the gate. 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 The gate. The gate. The gate. There we go. Bingo. Stay there, bro. Okay. Okay, so I need to go up this way. Whoop. Don't get hit by that one. Oh, he got hit by that one. No. Go that way. Go. Straight. Now, I need to go this way. No, it's alright, we're alright. And then quickly. There you go. So he needs to go that way. He should be right. There we go. I'll go up this way. I need to go. Oh, I went the wrong way. Bugger. Oh, no. Oh, this is going to be tight. Yeah, we got it. Nice. Yep. Move. He's got to come into this one. Yeah, that'll do. Your gate's open, bruv. Go through your gate. Oh shit, I'm gonna get hit by this dude. Alright, I'm safe. Good. Yeah, alright, we'll do that one. Now go around. Yeah, this would be good with people. Like in voice chat or whatever. Closer, get closer. That's alright. We didn't get too bad. Okay, yeah, you get closer. Well, you get closer, I walk. Oh, I can't. Okay. You go that way. Go around. Oh, you wait. Okay. Alright, now I can go this way. Oh. Alright, this is gonna be... That's alright. Now he needs to go through his little door thing. Because I can't, Whoop. Oh dear. Oh, nice. Okay, now... Go this way. Okay, wait. Okay, he has to go for his gate. I guess I can go for this one. Oh no, hang on. Okay, now I come back. And you've got to go for your little door thing. Okay, let's get it close. Okay, done. I'll let him come back. Oh no. Alright, perfect. Look at that. Yep. So this is the match 2 one. Alright. So okay. Okay, so 4-1, like 5, and then a queen. So go pick a different card. Alright, what we do. So what you do is you pick a card, and you find out... Oh, okay, that's a smart way to do it, I guess. Doing chains because there's no 8 and stuff. We need 1. Okay, so that one's there, so... There we go. Okay. Now, let's go pick this card. Figure out what they are. Okay, so that's a 4. So So we have that one. There we go. Alright, so we don't know what this one is. We'll pick this one. So that's a 3. We don't have a 2. Was that one? Was that one? I can't remember. Yeah, I think it might have been. Yeah, okay, cool. Alright. So I guess we'll go with this one up here. So that's a 5, so we know which one that, then that's a 1. So that'll work. Oh, he's gonna do that one. Okay, go with that one then. Yeah, go with that one. Oh, so he's gonna go for that. Because these two are gonna be the same. So we might as well do these two. Yeah, and then we'll just do this. Done! Yeah, buddy! We did pretty well. Alright, and this is the future. So the results have come in, and we'll go find out who's won. Now, as it says, the event will continue to the 17th of Feb. So by the time this comes out, there should be some days left. Unfortunately, you won't see the stuff at the beginning of the video if you haven't done that yet, because it's now the end portion kind of thing. Well, if this isn't my beloved, my most beloved of adventurers, you've picked the perfect time to come. Why is that, you say? Why, I was just about to announce the results of the contest, and name this year's new emissary of love. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the votes have been counted, and the winner is Astrid, and her proposal for a yearning youth to expand his search for love to new horizons. Far be it for me to take sides, yet ever since you told me you cast your vote for my dear sister, somehow I knew she would emerge triumphant. And I wouldn't know it, and wouldn't you know it, there she is now, Astrid, oh Astrid. Could it be? Did they truly choose me? Oh, but they did. How can I ever thank you, my friend? Without your vote of confidence to keep my hopes up, I doubt I could have lasted until this moment. As newly crowned emissary of love, Astrid will now go proudly forth and put her carefully thought proposal into action. That one more soul in this realm may find the true love and happiness they so deeply deserve. On this momentous occasion, I would ask of you a special favour. Would you be so kind as to accompany Astrid on her adventure to the heart of the heart, that you might witness firsthand the passion of her words and the efficacy of her actions. Under different circumstances, I would perform the task myself, but given that the girl is my own flesh and blood, I fear it may be difficult for me to remain an impartial observer. Will you humour me this time? You will humour me this time, will you not? Thank you for offering to accompany me, friend. It is most heartening to know that I will not have to take on this imposing task alone. Our anonymous client has asked to meet us at the amphitheatre. There are some preparations I must yet see to, so please go on ahead whenever you are ready. Pray take care, however, not to alert our friend to your presence. Find a suitable vantage point to watch me at work, and I shall see to the rest. To my knowledge, everywhere got Astrid. So you won't potentially see anything different to this, as far as I know. That was the, I think all the NA servers were Astrid. My apologies. I hope I have not kept you waiting over long. You are the lonely soul who stored our console to ease the pain of the heart, yes? I suppose. My name is Wayne, and I'm a proud sir as the Guild Master of the Lancers Guild. Who would have thought? And I am Astrid de Valentione, emissary of love and ardour. Worry not, my shy and sensitive friend. No matter what depths of sadness and solitude you may have known, from this day forward your heart will be illuminated with the warmth and brilliance of love. Yes, I shall see that to that. So without further ado, let us get to the task, shall we? As I recall, your plight was that you scarce knew where to begin the search and let's try again. As I recall, your plight was that you scarce knew where to begin your search for love in the first place. Fear not, for I have come to you today, bearing the perfect solution. Expand my horizons, you say? Well, now that you mention it, I had planned to visit the Leatherworkers Guild later today to deliver a shipment of animal hides. My dearest Uwain, but why did you not say so sooner? I dare say this is the perfect opportunity to take your first step on a journey to meet your destiny. If you haven't figured it out, that's the Leatherworkers Guild right there. Well, if it isn't Guildmaster Uwain, what brings you here today? And who is this you brought with you? She doesn't look like a leatherworker material, if you ask me. Greetings, my dearest Guildmaster Giva. Many a tale have I heard of your beauty. I am Astrid of House Valentione, come to Gridania to bring ardour and affection in this loveliest of seasons. Charmed. What is the meaning of this, Uwain? You were supposed to bring me a shipment of animal hides, not some melodramatic moppet. What is it you want from me? Yes, I was simply looking for love, as it were. What in the... Did you get bonked in the head by a berserk gubu? You know as well as I, you know as well as anyone that I have a husband and 2 young ones at home. Let's assume, for both our sakes, that was just an uncharacteristic attempt at humour on your part, and move right along to business. You did bring the hides you promised, didn't you? What is this, all this blithering and blabbing about? How long do you intend to keep one of Eorzea's preeminent scholars waiting? Preeminent. Professor Marquette. What brings you to our humble halls today? Looking for another rare creature to use in your fieldwork? You there. Yes, you with the vapid empty stare on your face and the sack of animal hides in your meaty paw. Open that bag at once and show me the contents now. Me? But of course, these are the skins of a variety of beasts procured by members of my guild in the vicinity of Gelmora ruins. I dare say there are some rare specimens among... I do not recall asking for your commentary. Have you ever heard the saying, it's better to keep your mouth shut and let the whole realm assume you are a fool and a half-wit, than open your mouth and remove all doubt? Allow me to translate for your feeble mind. Shut your maw, grab the sack, and come along with me. Research Assistant 711. Research Assistant? Is he talking again? Why, oh why do they insist on talking? As of today, you have the honour of joining Marquette, realm-renowned naturalist and esteemed authoress of the New Eorzean Geographic, on her latest expedition into the unknown. So be silent and come along now. Reach assistant 124. Where did the extra 13 come from? And try to pick up the pace, will you? Science waits for no man, especially not some meathead like yourself. Wait a moment. What is the meaning of... I said pray, wait! Well, I dare say those two seem to have hit it off swimmingly. I do believe we can safely declare my plan to introduce Guildmaster Wayne to a potential love interest to be a resounding success. As for what becomes of their relationship from here, well, that is up to the two of them, is it not? In any event, I should be getting along. Sister will no doubt be eager to hear the results of our little operation. See you back at the amphitheatre, friend. I wonder if they're going to expand it next year or something. Like have it being a running storyline. Oh, there you are. I shared with my dear sister all the details of our encounter with Wayne and Marset. Do you suppose she will deem my efforts a success? Welcome back, my beloved friend. Astrid has told me everything. To be perfectly honest with you, that was not precisely how I had envisioned everything working out. Which is why I seek your opinion as to one who has served me loyally in the name of love. What say ye? Was the Astrid's approach worthy of the title of emissary of ardour? That remains to be seen. It's a start, is it not? I worry for the man. Let's say, it's a start, is it not? I suspect they all result in the same thing. 'Tis a fair assessment indeed. After all, when the poor man first came to us, he hadn't the slightest notion of where to even begin searching for love. Now he has met an intelligent woman who clearly appreciates his diligence and devotion. At any rate, I do believe I have heard all I need to render my verdict. Hear me, Astrid. By the powers invested in me by my forebears, I, Lisette de Valentione, do hereby declare you a fully fledged emissary of ardour. Oh, congratulations, my dear. How long I've waited to say those words. And with that, I have no qualms whatsoever placing the full of this year's Valentione's Day's proceedings under your care. Well, Astrid, how does it feel to rise to the occasion? Have you aught to say to the sweet adventurer who made this occasion possible? But of course, thank you oh so much from the deepest and most boundless depths of my heart. I promise both to the both of you that the festivities will not end until I and my assistants have done all we can to aid every yearning soul in their quest for companionship. So please, my friend, do you enjoy yourself and oh, that's right. How did it go again? My love burns brighter than the sun and deeper than the sea. Gladly would I share it with thee, and oh, most definitely thee. That statement kind of only really works when there's more people around, I think. Anyway, so we got 5 chocolates. Which will allow you to get the furnishing, one of the furnishings, and 10 of each of the quote-unquote fireworks. Yeah, so you can get one of these and then that. Or you can get, I'm assuming, a full set. Yeah, a full set of the Valentione stuff if you didn't already get it. So I'm assuming that's for like people who didn't vote, so they can go do that quest and then grab it all. So you're covered there. With that, that's another event done and dusted. Still in the midst of doing other stuff, so the second season won't be back anytime soon. As I said, it's on indefinite hiatus until things settle down. But anyway, with that, We'll catch you next event, which I think is Hatching Tide.